Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Salihin bin Muhammad Noor from Band 6B and my matrix number is 055853. Today, my group mate and I are going to present the topic Phenomenological Research. First of all, what is Phenomenological Research? Phenomenological research is a qualitative research approach that tries to comprehend and characterize a phenomenon's universal essence. Phenomenology is a discipline that studies people's experiences to expose what lies hidden in them. Phenomenological research investigates experiences in order to acquire a better understanding of how people interpret such experiences. It is used to interpret participants' feelings, perceptions, and beliefs to better understand the topic under research. This method is often used to investigate lived experience, obtain a better grasp of how people think, and broaden a researcher's perspective of a topic. The background of phenomenological research is the term phenomenology, arose from the writings of a group of philosophers whose works prompted Husserl to develop phenomenology. Over time, the phenomenological movement has shifted from emphasizing pure description as dictated by Husserl to emphasizing interpretation of experience as advocated by Heidegger. That's all from me. Towards the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Fakhri bin Muhammad Apandi, matrix number 055615, and I'm from Band 6B. So now I will present about the type of phenomenological studies. The first one is the transcendental phenomenological. Transcendental also can be referred to as descriptive phenomenology. This study adds a new dimension to research regarding the human experiences using qualitative research. The transcendental concept was a work developed largely by Edmund Husserl in the 20th century. Mohd stated that transcendental phenomenology is a philosophical approach to qualitative research method in order to understand human experiences. True transcendental phenomenology is made based on the concept of putting away assumption with the only intention to observe the phenomena clearly, while allowing the exact meaning of the phenomena naturally emerge as stated by Mohd. Husserl stated that in order to reach the first step of transcendental subjectivity, an immediate reflective self-experience should take the consciousness of life without prejudice. To provide this, he developed his own method of phenomenological reduction and transcendental reflection. Reduction begins with bracketing, which means suspension of lived experience. Here, the term of epoch emerged. Epoch is contained from being judgment and priori knowledge of the current world. Epoch is a state of neutrality that goes against the epistemology, which prepares self to view a clearer picture of one's essence. For your information, epistemology is the philosophical study of the nature, origin, and limit of human knowledge. This neutrality with structure of the noesis and the noema correspond to the transcendental reduction through separating intention and existence, and thus beginning to realize the existence of transcendental ego. The separation of ego and intention provide going back from existence to present. After this moment, transcendental reduction turns into transcendental reflection, which prompts self toward the essence of the phenomenon. The second one is hermeneutical. Hermeneutical phenomenology is also known as interpretive phenomenology. This type of phenomenology is the work of Martin Heidegger that follows the class of Husserl. However, he rejected the concept of transcendental reduction. He criticizes Husserl's transcendental phenomenology as being too subjective and abstract. Gadamer stated that hermeneutic is about interpretation that focuses on historical and social context surround action when interpreting a text. Heidegger studies the direct relationship between meaning and time using his hermeneutic approach. According to Heidegger, being is systematic, historical, and temporal. In order to understand temporal structure of being, it is required to investigate hidden meanings embedded to historical development. Heidegger emphasizes the necessity of interpretation when studying social beings and questions the meaning of being from the concept of design. He defines design as an entity which in its very being comports itself understanding toward that being. The essence of design cannot be separated from the living world and lies in its existence, according to Heidegger. Heidegger investigates the meaning of being in the existing world from an intersubjective ontological perspective, while Husserl focuses on reflection of the noises and the noema of the living world. Alternatively, Heidegger interprets human existence over time. Leverty added that this interpretation is shaped by the hermeneutic circle that moves back and forth again from an individual experience to the whole experience in all living occurrences. That's all from me. I will pass the presentation to Arfan Ehsan.
Thank you, Fakhri, for the explanation on the two types of phenomenological research. Hello, my name is Muhamad Ehsan, bin Ameirul Esham, matrix number 056171 from Ben 6B, and I will continue the presentation on the procedures on conducting a phenomenological research. So, first of all, before even conducting the research, a proper research problem should be first identified by the researchers. The type of phenomenon should be taken into consideration. Researchers should consider making a study that is worth understanding, as explained by those who have lived through it. And after finding a proper phenomenon to study on, while conducting a descriptive phenomenological research, it often involves the following 4 steps, which is bracketing, intuiting, analyzing, and describing. So, to further explain, bracketing refers to the process of identifying and holding into abeyance the preconceived beliefs and opinions that we, as researchers, have about the phenomenon that is being studied. This is done so that researchers could confront the data in a more pure form and without any bias that could actually disturb the results of the study. And the next step is intuiting. After bracketing is done, intuition follows. This is where researchers must be open to what people who have experienced the phenomenon have to say about it. And through this method, a shared understanding of the phenomenon can be reached by both researchers and the participants of the study. Next, phenomenological researchers then proceed to the analyzing phase. This is a step by which the researchers analyze the data collected. And also in this process, the important meanings of the phenomenon are sorted out and made sense of. And last but not least is the describing phase. This descriptive stage is where the researchers comprehends and defines the phenomenon through the experience of the participants of the research. This last step offers distinction and important details to the study. And on a side note, as explained by my friend Fakhri beforehand, in an interpretive phenomenological research, however, bracketing does not occur. So I guess that is all from me. I will pass it on to Faiz.
So thank you to the previous presenter, Muhammad Arfan Ehsan, for a very good and clear explanation regarding this topic. So now, before I start, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Muhammad Faizal, and my metric number is 056197. I'm from Ben 6B, and I will be explaining about the challenges of phenomenological researches. So first and foremost, what are the limitations, the difficulties, the challenges that the researchers have to go through when it comes to doing a phenomenological studies? So phenomenological method is probably the most challenging and the least understood of all social science research methodologies. Why? It is because this method requires the researchers to understand the broader perspective or wider philosophical assumptions of phenomenology. Next, choosing individuals who have experienced the phenomenon can be difficult, can be challenging. And also, the data can easily be fake, can easily be forged. And third, researchers must decide how their personal experiences can be introduced to the study, which can be called bracketing, like our member Fakhri have explained before. So, other than that, probably the last but not least, to complete phenomenological research effectively, researcher must not only be a very sensitive, highly aware person. He is not only a competent researcher, but he or she also need to possess an excellent vocabulary skills in order to write in an engaging ways to convey the audience the multi-layered understandings and interpretations. So next, I am going to share one example of article or research that we pick that has used this phenomenological method. So the title of the article is Overcoming Strangeness and Communication Barriers, a phenomenological study of becoming a foreign nurse by Hildur Magnusdottir in 2005. So this paper presents a study that explored the lived experience of foreign nurses working at hospitals in Iceland. So what was the aim of this study? So the aim was to generate an understanding of this experience both for local and international purposes. So obviously this study uses the phenomenological approach. So it was guided by the Vancouver School of Doing Phenomenology. So sampling was purposeful and consisted of 11 registered nurses from 7 countries. The data collected were in dialogues. The analyses were thematic.
And that is all from us. Thanks for watching.